What's up, fans? Sydney Colson here. Super excited to be in Indy. Cannot wait to see y'all in Cambridge. See you soon.
For months, people like Cheryl Swoops and critics of Caitlin Clark have been saying she should play for the Indiana Fever. But earlier this week, two-time WNBA champion Sydney Colson came to Indiana with a powerful message that completely changed the conversation.
I'm super excited about it. I'm going from a team that was in the media, like people are excited to watch us, into another team that is arguably the most talked about team in sports right now, especially in women's sports. So this fan base, it's exciting to be a part of a team that has a lot of positive energy around.
From the moment Sydney Colson proudly showed off her new Fever jersey to her energetic appearance at the Pacers game, her first day with the team sent a clear message to everyone who doubted the franchise. And what she said at her press conference might just be the most passionate defense of Caitlin Clark we've heard from a veteran player. Are you ready for it? Applause.
Oh, girl, I'm gonna put on some other clothes. Oh, dope. I thought I saw a reflection when I was coming across the street. I'm like, wait a minute. What up, baby? How are you? Long time no see. It's been a month.
Remember when Cheryl Swoops said nobody wants to play for the Fever? Well, Sydney Colson just proved that narrative wrong. Her first day in Indiana completely flipped the script. From the moment Sydney stepped into the Fever facility, the energy changed. The viral video the team shared showed her teammates and staff rushing to greet her with real enthusiasm and warmth. This wasn't some PR move. It was clear to see the genuine excitement and joy everyone felt as they welcomed their new teammate.
Hey! Hi! Hi!
I know.
Hi!
What's up, baby?
Oh, it's good to see you!
You too. How are you?
Good, how are you?
What's up, baby?
How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you. What up, A?
Let you in here.
Man, how are you? Good to see you.
What up, Sydney?
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
I heard bad things about you from A.
Horrible. You know me.
Oh, Jesus, right there. Oh, gee.
How you doing?
How you doing? I'm Susie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Already met. Okay,
What makes this even more powerful is the stark contrast between Sydney's warm welcome and the harsh criticism from Swoops and other critics, who claimed experienced veterans would rather leave than play with Caitlin Clark. But the video tells a completely different story, one of unity, excitement, and a shared anticipation for the future. It's clear, these players are ready to be part of something special.
Aww. Dope. Yes. It's so weird to see you swap new colors. I love it. What's this?
Definitely they sent you a fever. So I wish you had one.
You should have seen Sydney's face when she first saw her new Fever jersey. The pride and excitement were written all over her face as she held it up, smiling from ear to ear and showing how much she loved those team colors. It wasn't just about putting on a new uniform, it was clear this moment meant something much bigger to her. It was the start of a new chapter, a fresh opportunity, and yes, a chance to be part of something special in Indiana. Her interactions with the Fever staff were just as revealing. General Manager Amber Cox didn't hold back, saying, "I think she's going to bring a lot of joy to our lives this season."
She was somebody we targeted really, really early to come in and play that backup point guard role. We have ultimate faith and trust in her in any situation that we put her in. She's going to be able to lead our team. And obviously, great personality as well, brings a lot of fun and levity to the locker room. Again, that experience, knows when we need which side, right? Like the serious, the tough veteran leadership versus the, fun, playful Sid. So I think she's going to bring a lot of joy to all of our lives this season.
The instant chemistry Sydney had with everyone she met says a lot about the culture being built within this organization, a culture that completely contradicts the negative stories some former players have been pushing.
When we set out in free agency, it was to bring in veteran leadership, and we've done that. Players who have had deep playoff runs, we've done that. You look at a player like Sydney Colson, coming off what she's been able to do in Vegas, dating back to her, championship in Texas A&M. She's a winner, knows how to win, knows how to play a role. So she was somebody we targeted really early, but, just looking down the line in free agency, just really excited, when the plan comes together, you feel really good about it. Again, it looks great on paper. We got to get everybody on the court, but overall, really excited about the roster.
When we started looking at free agency, our goal was to bring in veteran leadership, and we've definitely done that. We wanted players with deep playoff experience, and we've accomplished that. Take someone like Sydney Colson, for example. She's had a great run in Vegas and has a championship under her belt from her time at Texas A&M. She's a proven winner, knows her role, and knows how to get the job done. She was one of our top targets from the start. Looking at the overall picture in free agency, we're really excited. When the plan starts to come together, it's a great feeling. It looks great on paper, but now we just need to get everyone on the court. Overall, though, we're really excited about this roster.
A lot of things. It was Amber and Kelly, Stephanie, Kelsey I played with at Athletes Unlimited for several years. Love Caitlin's game, love Aaliyah's game. It made sense. I made this decision mentally before DB and Natasha were even a part of the mix. And so all the new additions, Breezy, Sophie, like, it's going to be a fun season. And
a lot of factors played into Sydney's decision: Amber, Kelly, Stephanie, and Kelsey, for one. She's also played alongside some of the athletes in the league for years and really respects Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Edwards' games. It just made sense. In fact, Sydney had already made her decision to join the Fever mentally before players like DB and Natasha were even in the mix. With all the new additions like Breezy and Sophie, it's shaping up to be a fun season. What makes Sydney's arrival even more important is the timing. What most people don't realize is that Sydney decided to join the Fever before other big names like Natasha Howard and DeWanna Borna signed. This wasn't about following the crowd or jumping on a bandwagon. She chose Indiana because she genuinely wanted to be there, no matter who else might join later. Now, the critics who said veterans would stay far away from Indiana have a lot to explain. Not only did Sydney actively choose to be part of the Fever, but her excitement about the opportunity completely shoots down the negative narrative surrounding Caitlin Clark and this franchise.
All right, switching gears now, we are looking forward to a new season for the Indiana Fever, now less than 2 months away. And today, we formally introduced the team, I should say, formally introduced its newest player.
Yes, so here she is. This is guard Sydney Colson. She is joining the Fever following 3 seasons with the Las Vegas Aces. That is where she helped the team win back-to-back WNBA titles in 2022 and 23.
Those critics weren't just wrong about Sydney joining Indiana, they were completely off the mark about what she'd say once she got there. When Sydney had her first press conference with the Fever, she had the perfect chance to give a safe, neutral answer about Caitlin Clark. But instead, what she said completely shook up the basketball world.
So listen to what Colson had to say today when asked what she is hoping to bring to the Fever.
What Caitlin has done for this franchise is incredible. From a different perspective, it's just wild. Honestly, there's no other way to put it, it's nuts. You're seeing a team that's now making an impact on the city's economy. People are coming from all over, out of town, out of state, even out of the country, to watch games. That's something special. You've been keeping up with the studies, huh? Yeah, I try to stay informed. But seriously, it's been amazing to watch. Caitlin's a remarkable player, and she's going to be a huge part of this team for a long time. You can tell the excitement is real.
What was it like to watch what Caitlin did for this franchise from afar? Different perspective.
yeah, no, it was nuts. There's no other way to say it. It was nuts. I think, you're seeing a team that's now like affecting the economy in the city. You got people coming from out of town, out of state, out of the country, maybe even to see games. And so that's special.
You've been studying.
Huh?
You've been studying those studies.
Yeah, man, I try to pay attention, but no, it's been cool to see. Caitlin's a remarkable player. She's going to be good here for a long time. So I know people are excited about, her future here.
When a reporter finally asked the question everyone had been waiting for, what did Sydney really think about Caitlin Clark's impact on Indianapolis and the WNBA, the room fell silent. Without skipping a beat, and with a touch of awe in her voice, Sydney responded with 3 words that would crush the critics' narrative: asterisk, it was nuts. Asterisk.
Stephanie just talked to me about how she saw me fitting in as a piece on court for the team, and that was really important to me. Like you said, I've been in the league. This is my 14th season out of college, and I've never been considered a lot in free agency, and so for her to see my value, it meant a lot how she was, working me in to be a part of the team. And I said I want to play on court more in my last couple seasons in the league if I have that. So this was just the right fit. Right.
The energy in the room shifted instantly. This wasn't the hesitant response many had expected. Sydney's body language told the real story. She was genuinely excited. She leaned forward, gesturing confidently as she spoke, clearly passionate about her answer. There was no trace of resentment in her attitude. Instead, her expressions radiated deep respect for what Caitlin Clark has achieved. Sydney didn't stop there. She went on to talk about the economic impact Clark has had on Indianapolis, bringing in fans not just from the city, but from across the country and even from other parts of the world. Sydney spoke about this with pride, not jealousy. This wasn't a veteran reluctantly accepting a rookie's fame. This was a champion celebrating it.
What do you see your role being with this team then, given the roster that you're coming into?
I think similar to other places where I've been, I'm bringing veteran leadership, knowledge, energy, like swinging the defensive momentum, and just being that person that's dependable. And I'm going to always come in and do my job, and I'm going to be happy in my role, and I'll thrive, whether it's 8 minutes, if it's 15 minutes, if it's 2 minutes. I'm going to play hard and get everybody involved, and I want to win ultimately.
Perhaps the most telling moment came when Sydney referred to the Fever as arguably the most talked about team in sports right now. That statement completely flipped everything the critics had been saying on its head. Far from shying away from the spotlight that comes with being Caitlin Clark's teammate, Sydney was embracing it. Her confident posture and genuine smile made it clear, this wasn't just empty PR talk. She meant every single word.
I hear and see the things that people say, but I know the true Indiana Fever fans, the ones that love basketball, that they love the WNBA. I'm excited to be playing in front of him and just with this team.
But Sydney wasn't finished dismantling the critics. In what may have been the most powerful endorsement from a veteran player yet, she called Caitlin a remarkable player who would thrive in Indiana for a long time. There was no ambiguity, no hedging, no backhanded compliments, just pure, straightforward respect from one professional to another.
What do you anticipate it being like to be part of all these sellouts and being the biggest show on wherever you go now?
I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be remarkable. And what I always thought about when I was on a team that wasn't getting that kind of visibility, whenever you go play the teams that are, that's when you bring your best game. Because now it's all eyes on your team too. And people, hopefully will be tuning into our games and seeing players from other teams that they like, that are exciting, because there are a lot of good players around this league. So I think what we're going to be able to do, what the Aces, the New Yorks, what we're able to do is elevate the game and get people to respect our entire league, not just a few teams.
The sincerity in Sydney's voice was undeniable. This wasn't empty praise, it was a genuine recognition of Caitlin Clark's legitimacy, coming from someone who knows what greatness looks like. For all the pundits who claimed veterans would resent Clark's rise to fame, Sydney's words and body language proved them wrong. True champions, it turns out, respect and acknowledge talent, no matter the age or experience.
Work ethic, how to persevere, not getting too high or too low, and just playing as a team, and it can make all the world of difference to win. And got a very hungry team here. I've said several times, a lot of people didn't want to see Indiana after their all-star break. How they came and finished the season. Nobody wanted to see them in the playoffs. So I'm excited to see that group back, but also adding in a lot of veteran experience and a lot of winning veterans.
Sydney also took a moment to recognize the passionate Fever fan base, saying, "I know the true Indiana Fever fans, the ones that love basketball, that love the WNBA. I'm excited to be playing in front of them and just with this team." Her words reflected a deep appreciation not only for the loyal fans who have always supported the team, but also for the fresh energy Caitlin Clark has brought to the franchise.
We've got a lot of players from a lot of places coming together in sort of a new look to a roster like this. What's the secret to making this all gel, ultimately, when it comes time to put it together?
Well, I think that everybody asked the questions that they needed to ask in free agency, and they trusted what they heard. And so now it's just about everybody showing up and doing the role that people expect you to do. If I'm known for my defense and playmaking, I have to come in and do that. People are expecting certain things out of you. The coaches are expecting certain things. Your teammates are. So it's just being a professional, showing up and doing your job so that everything can gel together and come with a good attitude so we can make it work.
When the Fever signed Sydney Colson, casual fans might have seen it as just another roster move. But for basketball insiders, it was clear this was something much bigger. This signing could be the final piece in a championship blueprint that's been quietly coming together all off-season. There's a reason it's being seen as a game changer.
I'm super excited to be in the city, to be in the community, just showing that we care, that we want to immerse ourselves here. And, I think they are welcoming us with open arms.
Let's rewind to where the Fever stood before this season. Despite having talented young stars like Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and Kelsey Mitchell, Indiana struggled defensively and lacked the veteran leadership needed to guide their growing core. They needed players who understood what it takes to win at the highest level, not just any veterans, but ones who could embrace being part of a team suddenly in the spotlight thanks to Caitlin Clark's arrival. Critics like Cheryl Swoops doubled down on their narrative, claiming no veteran would want to play second fiddle to a rookie getting all the attention. But GM Amber Cox and the Fever front office weren't paying attention to the noise, they were executing a perfect plan.
You mean to tell me that two-time WNBA champion, the face of the God Dog League, okay? The Aces' main girl, right-hand man, Sydney Colson, is no longer returning to the Aces and is signing with the Indiana Fever? First of all, do the Fever even have any more roster spots open? How many folks are you guys going to sign?
You might be wondering, why all the fuss about a backup guard? Well, Sydney Colson isn't your typical bench player. She's a defensive powerhouse with court vision so sharp, it would make an eagle jealous. And that three-point shot? Pure silk. Now, imagine those skills alongside Caitlin Clark, or picture Colson running the show when Clark needs a break on the bench. Pretty scary, right?
It's painfully clear, and what I've talked about in my other videos is that the league, the Fever organization are doing everything they should do to make sure their star is happy and that their star gets a ring. I didn't know they were going to load up like this, though. DeWanna Bonner, Sydney Colson, just re-signed Kelsey Mitchell. You already have Aaliyah Boston. You have Caitlin. You have Lexi.
Let's break it down. Sydney Colson isn't going to be the one lighting up the scoreboard every night, but that's not why the Fever brought her in. They've already got plenty of firepower. What they needed was a secret weapon, someone who can shut down opponents, make the smart play, and hit those clutch shots when it counts the most.
Sydney Colson is a two-time WNBA champion, a true vet, an amazing backup point guard. And anytime that CC or any of the guards need to go to the bench, Sydney Colson always makes the right call, always makes the right decision. So to pick up a vet, a professional like Sydney Colson, and then you also have a vet like DeWanna Bonner, and you also have a vet like Kelsey Mitchell, and then you have CC and Aaliyah Boston.
But wait, there's more. Colson brings something you can't measure with stats: leadership. She's been there, done that, and has the championship rings to prove it, 2 of them, to be exact. That winning mentality? It's contagious. And for a young team like the Fever, it could be the spark that sets off a championship run.
I hope that some of y'all, if y'all are not familiar with Sydney Colson, I hope y'all, watch some highlights of her, because don't just be like, oh, Sydney Colson, she barely scored last year. She's not good for the Indiana Fever. No, she is. She is. Don't
think about it. The Fever's backcoat is stacked with talent, but they were missing that veteran presence, someone who's been through the grind and knows what it takes to win at the highest level. Enter Sydney Colson. She's the perfect mentor for Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, guiding them through their ups and downs, keeping them steady when the pressure is on.
Caitlin Clark actually spoke on this on Sunday, and she had this to say, quote, "I'm excited. Obviously, we made some great moves. I think Kelly and Amber and the whole Fever organization are helping us to win now, and I think that's really important. I think they're putting really good pieces together that are going to complement each other really, really well." And then she continued talking about Steph, their new head coach, and said that Steph taking over as head coach for us, I think, is going to be really great. A great basketball mind, someone that actually called quite a few of my college games. So being able to build that relationship with her and just be in the gym and work on things that she probably saw when I was a freshman in college.
But Colson's impact goes beyond just what happens on the court. She's known for being a locker room MVP. The kind of player who lifts spirits during tough stretches and brings the team together when things get rough. In a league where chemistry can make or break a season, that's priceless. And let's not forget about those clutch moments. Colson's been there before, stepping up in high-stakes playoff games when the lights are brightest and the pressure is at its peak. She doesn't shrink from the moment, she shines. That's exactly the kind of player you want backing up your stars.
We knew that Caitlin Clark was this phenomenal talent, but she was entering a league that she was not familiar with. She was a rookie. The Indiana Fever have been actively building and rebuilding their organization and this team, and they have a lot of incredible pieces. But the fact that they were able to get into the playoffs and be a team that, although they didn't, advance far in the playoffs, they were a team that we kept saying, if you face them, they're gonna make it difficult for you. That organization then saw that and said, we're capitalizing on this and we're doing it now.